Assalamu alaikum everyone, this is Sheikh Bilal Haq. Now I'm here with a new topic. If you want to go through the simple index number basically we are talking about the index number. If you want to go through the simple index number, you can go for the previous videos. There are two videos in regard with the index number. One is the introduction to the index number. You can go through that as well on my YouTube channel. And if you want to go through the simple price index or quantity index number, you can go through them as well. Okay, so chain based index number basically is something which is continuously evolving around the previous years. So a chain based index number express each year value as a percentage for the previous year. Each year value is expressed as a percentage of the previous year. Now let me conclude by drafting a question. Okay, so a shopkeeper received the okay, so what were we talking about? We were talking about the chain indices. Now how do we calculate the chain indices? Let me draft a question and then we'll be calculating chain indices is, let's suppose I'm drafting a question and then we'll be looking at the chain indices, keeping in mind that chain indices basically means that you are calculating the index number using the previous. You don't make a base year, you use the previous year uh, in order to calculate the base. So a shopkeeper received the following amounts for sale of radios. So what are the amount that he is receiving? Let's consider 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, and 2005. The amount that he is receiving is 1000 for 2001, 1100 for 2002, 1210 for 2003, 1331 for 2004, and 1464 for 2005. What you need to calculate is you need to calculate the chain index number for each year. So what is the formula that I'll be using? I'll be using the formula of chain base index is equal to this year's value divided by previous year value multiplied by 100. So let me find out how will we be going through this question. So we are beginning with the data of years 20x1, 20x2, 0x3, 20x4, and 20x5. Now the sales value given in the previous given in the question is 1000, 1100, 12, 10, 13, 31, and 1464. I've got these values written with me as well. So 1000, 1100, then we have 1210, then 1331, and last but not the least 1464. So as you guys know, now I'm about to calculate the chain base index number. So the chain base index number basically follows the rule of this year's value divided by the previous year's value. So as we know, in 2001 there is no previous year value given, so we won't be calculating the chain index for 2001, but I'm going for the 2002. 1100 is this year's value divided by previous year's value, that is 1000, multiplied by 100. So I'm getting an answer of 110. Now remember, this is chain base index number. So this year's value is 1210 divided by 1100 multiplied by 100, and I'll be getting an answer of 110. Again, 1331 divided by 1210 multiplied by 100. Again, I'm getting an answer of 110. And last is 1464 divided by 1331 multiplied by 100. I'll be getting an answer of 110. Now, this is basically depicting that although the revenues, sales revenues of from the radio, from the sales of radio, has constantly increased from year to year basis, but the chain indices shows a systematic or a static position. Recommends a static position. Therefore, the annual rate of increase in the sales revenue from the radio is remaining constant rather than increasing. So the annual, basically, the annual increment in the chain indices is constant rather than increasing. Now, let me draft another question, and you guys can pause this video after drafting of this question. After copying this question, you guys can pause this video and then come back to the solution. Let's suppose I'm being given years. Let's suppose year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me calculate, let me give you the sales value: 1000, 1500, 2200, 3100, and 4900. Okay, so the chain base indices states so 1000 divided by, okay, so we are not being given in year 1, we are not given with any values for the previous year. So chain based indices follows the formula of this year's value divided by the previous year value multiplied by 100. So this year value is 1500 divided by previous year value is 1000 and then multiplied by 100. So if I do this calculation, 1500 divided by 1000 and then multiplied by 100, so I'll be getting an answer of 150. So 2200 divided by the previous year's value, that is 1500, multiplied by 100. Let me write all the calculative based figures over here. 3100 is this year's value divided by previous year's value, that is 2200, multiplied by 100. And last, that is 4900 divided by 3100 previous year's value, multiply by 100. So I'm getting the answers of 2200 divided by the previous year value, that is 1500, and then multiplying it by 100. So I'm getting an answer of 147. Okay, so let's calculate the third one. 3100 divided by 2200 and then multiplied by 100. Again, I'm getting an answer of 141. Okay, so this is depicting a bad situation. Although the sales revenue is increasing, but this is not increasing up to the point it should have increased. In the second year, the sales revenue increased by 150, or the index number rose to 150, which means that the sales revenue increased by 50% as compared to the previous year. But in this third year, the sales revenue increased by 47% as compared to the previous year. And in the fourth year, the sales revenue increased by 41% as compared to the previous year. Now, calculating for the fifth year, that is 4,900 divided by 3,100 and then multiplying it by 100. Okay, so the fifth year shows a better situation, that is 158. This is basically depicting us on year to year basis. Now, in practically, chain based indices are most prominent in the practical fields, most probably in the factories, in most of the industries. Chain based indices are being used as compared to the simple base indices, because this gives you a very realistic answer. Rather than using the base years of previous year, you can go for the base year of the current year. So this is something which is basically being used by factories in order to calculate their predictive values for the sales, and in order to find out that if the increase in sales is because of the rising sales prices or because of the quantity that is being anticipated by the companies. Thank you so much. I'll be uploading the third video in this particular regarded chapter.